Uh, so, so today it is good that we are having Shubhamangala Yan is on our program. But at the same time, just now I got to know there was a very bad accident, air accident has taken place near Ahmedabad airport. So now, as a token of this thing, grief, we have to mourn for 1 minute.
1 minute.
So we all shall mourn for 1 minute for the departed souls. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Today we have Shubhamangala Yan with us. So she's an accomplished educator, a trainer with over 2 decades of experience in teaching, training, and professional development, with a strong academic foundation, including masters in education along with certificates in human resource development, leadership, communication skills, etc. And she has taken training from IIM Ahmedabad. She has excelled in diverse roles, from giving lectures to corporate trainings. She has worked with esteemed organizations like Infosys, Titan Industries, and IL&FS, showcasing her ability to mentor across sectors. Her expertise spans retail coaching, teacher training, and personality development. The passionate facilitator is an avid learner. Shubha is adaptable, culturally dedicated, aware, and dedicated to empowering individuals through education skill building. So today she is going to speak on TA to deal with Gen Alpha. ಇದನ್ನ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. TA to deal with Gen Alpha. Gen Alpha ಅನ್ನೋದೇನೆ ಹೊಸ ತರ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇದು ಈ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ Gen Alpha ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಅಡ್ವಾನ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ಜನರೇಷನ್ಸ್ಗೆಲ್ಲಾನು ಹೆಸರು ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲಾನು ವಿ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ ಟು Gen X. ಸೊ Gen X ಬೇಬಿ ಬೂಮರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಮಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇವಾಗ ಈ 20 ಹುಟ್ಟಿರೋ ಈ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ 80 to 20 ಈ ಕಡೆ ಹುಟ್ಟಿರೋರಿಗೆಲ್ಲಾನು Gen Alpha ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ನಮಗೆ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟುಡೇ ವಿ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ನೋ ಸಮ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್ ವೇರ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಡೀಲ್ ವಿತ್ ಅವರ್ ಕಿಡ್ಸ್. ಟುಡೇಸ್ ಕಿಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್. ಹೇಗೆ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದರ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಜೋಕ್. ಹಿಂದಿನ ಜನರೇಷನ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 1 kg ಒಂದ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1 kg ಹತ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, 1 kg ಕಬ್ಬಣ ಇದೆ. ಯಾವ್ದು ಭಾರ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಬ್ಬಣ ಅಂತ ಇದ್ರಂತೆ. ಅದರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ನೋನೋ ಎರಡೂ ಒಂದೇ ಭಾರ ಅಂದ್ರಂತೆ. ಅದರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇದು ಈ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರೋ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಇವಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳೋದ್ರಂತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷನ್ ಕಬ್ಬಣ ಹತ್ತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ವೇಯಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷನ್ ಭಾರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಂತೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದಯರ್ ಥಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್. ಇವಾಗ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ Gen Alpha ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಷಿನ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ 1 kg ಹತ್ತಿ ಇದೆ, 1 kg ಕಬ್ಬಣ ಇದೆ. ಯಾವ್ದು ಭಾರ, ಯಾವ್ದು ತೂಕ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಂತೆ why you require a scale, why should you go for a weighing machine, so everything is printed on the package ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಂತೆ. This is Gen Alpha. They think miles ahead of us, what we think. So we belong to Gen X and baby boomer generations. So there is lot of difference. ಸೊ ಈ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡೋಕೆ ಟುಡೇ ವಿ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್. ಇವತ್ತು ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಕೆಲವು ಸಲ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೂ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಟುಡೇ ವಿ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ ಸಮ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಟು ಬಿಹೇವ್ ವಿತ್ ಅವರ್ ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್, ಹೌ ಟು ಬಿಹೇವ್ ವಿತ್ ದಮ್, ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಟುಡೇ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಸ್ Shubhamangala. So she is going to speak on this TA to deal with Gen Alpha. So she is very experienced. So she has given so many lectures on this. So even she is dealing with Gen Alpha people now. So now I request Shivamala to take over the thing and go ahead. Shivamala, over to you.
Thank you, Rajnikant. Well, you began with a wonderful example that how children think differently, how the generations think differently. And that is exactly what we are going to do today. Understand the reason behind why they say whether the cotton is heavier or the iron is heavier or the weighing scale is the heavier. So we are just going to do that. And well, good evening, everybody. Namaskara to everybody and pranam. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Kodandram and express my gratitude for having me over to interact with a distinguished audience. I say distinguished because the audience is a little different from, not little, completely different from the audience that I generally interact with. And it's really nice that I have taken up this topic of TA and Gen Alpha here. And also thanks to Mr. Rajnikant, who actually encouraged me, motivated me to engage in a talk on TA and communication. In today's world, actually during our time, we used to define generation gap by a decade. But today, the generation gap is rapidly reducing because of technology. And this rapid evolution in technology has reshaped perspectives, attitudes, our interpersonal relationships. And this evolving language is bringing in a change in the environment as well that we are living in. And therefore, it becomes essential for us to embrace the emotional understanding of people around us, particularly the generation after the technology came up. Because during our time, there was no technology. And now with the technology, the perspectives are changing, the relationships are changing, and it's essential for us to learn about certain techniques that will help us navigate through the young adults that we are having now and understand their terminologies so that we can interact with them with ease. So that's why I chose this topic. And to begin with, I would like to share a small little PPT that I have prepared so that we have a connect when we are talking of certain technical terminologies. Therefore, if you can just give me a second, I will share the PPT.
And then Madam, presenter, please.
Yes, sir.
Presenter role. Yeah.
Nane.
No, whether you can do it. Whether they have given you the presenter role, kindly check up from share. How you are uploading it? You are going to share.
I'm just waiting. Yeah, I'm sharing the this thing, the PPT.
Yeah,
it is just getting uploaded.
Yeah.
So I think I should have done it earlier. There's a little bit of lag in the internet. Never mind. I will just begin. And I have chosen the name Leveling Up Communication for our discussion today. And I say discussion because initially probably I will just tell you about the topic. However, later on we can discuss about it. So I named it Leveling Up Communication because we are at one stage of communication and today's generation is somewhere. We need to level up. We need to reach up to that place and level up. And how do we do this? Leveling up communication. And I have chosen transactional analysis to get to them. And during this transactional analysis, we are going to learn about the ego states. So we had we had two doctors called Dr. Thomas Harris and Dr. Eric Berne, who were the psychiatrists during the World War II. And they had to help out the soldiers who were having a very challenging situation there. And from there on, they started studying about personalities, various personalities and life positions. And now then they also
Madam,
simplify.
sorry for intervening.
Sir, sir,
Your
please tell me. Yes.
presentation is not come.
Yes, sir, it is still uploading.
No,
I'm
no,
just
kindly,
trying to, I'll cancel it.
You,
Yes,
I
sir.
will tell you the way. You go to share, press it, and
Yes, sir,
there you
share.
get the entire screen you say, then entire screen you touch, then
Entire
then share,
screen. Okay,
then
sir.
share.
Okay, sir.
Then it will come. You have touched that entire screen,
Yes, sir, entire screen.
then share is there down, that you click.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to know about that only because in Google Meet, it's a different
Yeah,
format.
it's all same. Actually, there's
Ha,
some,
ha.
this one is there. If it is difficulty, I will upload it. Nothing to worry.
I
will
did
do it.
entire.
No, it is not visible. Kindly,
That's
I
why
will
it's
kindly
still.
follow the steps. Share, you go, click it.
Yes, sir, share.
You get a screen
Yes,
on
sir.
our application. There you touch that screen.
Yes,
flag.
sir, entire screen.
Then
Yes.
you come to share and hit down below. There is share. There you have to
Okay.
strike. There you click.
Yes. Is it visible now?
Yeah, it will come. It will come. Now it is coming.
It's visible.
Now
Okay,
it has
sir.
come. You can go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I was talking about Dr.
You
Thomas
take it
Harris
full
and Eric.
screen. It will come full screen also. Okay.
Yeah, it is full screen now.
Slideshow.
Yes, sir. Slideshow. Is it visible?
It's visible.
It is visible.
sir, thank
This
you.
is enough. Don't worry.
Yes, sir. Okay. So I was talking about Thomas Harris and Eric Byrne, Dr. Eric Byrne, and they were psychiatrists during the armed forces during the World War II, and they developed on Sigmund Freud's theory of id, ego, and superego, and they also spoke about personalities and life positions. Now another thing I want to tell you, this is a vast subject and it's very difficult to finish it within 40 minutes, but I found it important to tell you about the ego states. Perhaps we could have further sessions if you people are really interested and would like to know more about it. I would love to go in detail and take each and every element separately and do a session. And yes, so according to Dr. Thomas Harris, we all have 3 ego states within us, which is the parent, the adult, and the child. And please remember, when I say parent, it does not mean our status as a parent or our status as an adult. It is the ego state. It is how we are operating from which ego state we are operating from. So to just give you an example, suppose we go to a beach. And at the beach, when we are with our friends, some of us assume the role of parent by constantly telling one another not to go very deep into the waters or to be careful with one another, not to jump around. So we are assuming the role of a parent, wanting to tell others about certain dangers. Then adult will have a logic always that, okay, if you are a very good swimmer, just be careful when you go deep into the water. Do not go deep into the water. Just be careful there unless you are a good swimmer, or take another swimmer and go. That is the adult speaking. And the child would go around, splash around, want to be happy, run around without even worrying about all these things. So at that moment, we are all having different ego states. We just operate from one of the states, and any one of the state will be predominant in us at any given point in time. So that is the parent, adult, and child ego states. Now, a parent ego state could be a nurturing parent, a critical parent. Say, for example, and also I will be quoting a lot of examples from my own experience because I will be able to relate it very well with that. Now, if I say I'm operating from a parent ego state, as soon as I enter the class and children are there and I tell them, no noise, everybody just keep sitting there. So I am actually operating from a parent ego state. Similarly, if I say, why are you moving? Sit straight, sit properly. Then I become a little more critical. I keep saying, don't sit, don't slouch and sit straight. I'm becoming a critical parent there. But if I am a nurturing parent, then I would say, do you have any problem with you? Can you just sit straight? it is not correct to sit like this in the class. It is not correct to sleep. Were you awake late till late last night? So I'm trying to nurture him by asking him what his problems are, not putting him down. Then the adult ego state would be the same. I mean, would be a little different. I would become, instead of saying critical, critical parent in the same situation, probably I would say, look child, why are you making so much of noise? See, if you make noise, then you will not be able to study. Nobody is able to hear. That is an adult ego state speaking to another adult ego state. And similarly, compliant and rebellious child. Now we all have child in us. We feel happy. Child is nothing but the emotions that we express. Now compliant child is somebody who is very meek, who always says yes. Sometimes we in Kannada we say, oh avunu do basvanna type. He will do everything whatever people say. And then we also have rebellious child. A rebellious child will ask questions, will not want to do anything at all, and he'll be totally questioning all the time. And then we also have a happy child. A happy child, you can immediately make out as to how good he is. He'll be very positive, he'll be amicable, and he is a happy child. So these are the various ego states. Now, if we understand these ego states, if we are able to understand in a particular situation, it becomes easy for us to interact with them, with others. Okay. Now, like I told you, the parent concept is the taught concept. We all learn these ego states are there in us from the time we are born, because from the time we are born, a child becomes cognizant of what things around. So parent ego state
Madam,
is
sorry
how
for
we-
disturbing again.
Sir.
You have not made it into slideshow. It is there in the first slide itself. Kindly click on
Sir,
slideshow in your system. That slideshow from the beginning. You
yes
go.
sir, it was
Now-
on slideshow only.
No, it is not.
Okay.
Even now, you go to
Is it
slideshow and
now?
click. No, now it has come to
can't
third
see anything.
fifth one. First one is not seen. First, second, like that kindly. Second one we did not see.
Comes on our screen.
Can you
Sir, can I just is
now
it
it is
visible
okay.
like this?
Now it is
Can I
visible
leave
like
it with
this.
this?
Yeah, that will be enough.
Okay, I will leave it at this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will just go on to the
Sorry for the inconvenience, please.
No, sir, it's okay, because it was playing on slideshow in mine, so I was unable to make out if it is being presented there. So, yeah, this was the second slide, sir. It was just a
Mr.
roadmap of the
Kothur-
session.
Kothur, hello.
I'm unable to hear, sir. Yes, sir.
No, I'm suggesting someone else can get a copy and they can do the slideshow.
You have added anything new to the copy which you have given me, madam?
No, sir, not much.
Then I will place it. Okay?
Yes,
You
sir.
can
Yes, sir.
Close your this one.
Shall I stop mine?
Yeah. Stop sharing, you do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
This is the second
you
slide.
can-
Please go ahead.
Yeah, this is the second slide, sir. This is just the roadmap that I wanted to tell you all about, how I was going to cover. I will speak about transactional analysis, and then the 4 life positions, and then how to deal with adult children, and then certain terminologies that we are yet to familiarize with, the present day terminologies. Yes, sir. We can go to the next one, please. Sir. So this is what I had explained about the 3 ego states, which is the parent, adult, and child. We can go to the next one, sir. The parent, yes. The parent ego state is the taught concept. Whatever we are learning right from the time we are born, we are learning. In fact, initially, it is the parent the taught concept. The parent says, "Don't go far off. You will fall down. Don't do this. This will happen to you. Don't go here. Don't go there. Do this. Do that. Don't do this. Don't do that." That's all the learning that we are registering as we are growing up. Not that we don't learn later, the learning concept that happens throughout. This is a process that continues to happen. That is the taught concept. The child ego state is the felt concept, where we feel our emotions come into play. Sometimes we are angry, sometimes we are happy, we laugh loudly, sometimes we criticize others. And so, the child concept is nothing but the felt concept that touches our ego. And the adult concept is the thought concept, the logic that builds in our mind. So when a parent says that don't put your hand in that bucket of hot water, it will burn, that is the learning, but the child does not know why. And as a child, he may go and put his hand in water. He feels very hot and it burns his hand. He takes it off. And that leads to his thought concept. He knows that if the water is hot, then I should not put my hand inside. So that is the adult thought concept. And many a times amongst our own in our own social meetings, we come across people who are very mature. We say, "Oh my God, he's such a mature person," because he always gives logic. So we call that person's ego state is adult ego state, which is dominating. And sometimes we come across certain people who are actually, we call them as standing on the wall, neither that side nor this side. They don't know what to do. They are saying no, no, no. And we say devil's advocate. Sometimes we call them, if it is extreme. So, that is the the taught concept, where sometimes they become critical or sometimes they are nurturing. And the child concept is emotional. Oppa, tumba emotional appa, bega atbidtane, bega, very soon he laughs at things and things. He feels very bad, very sensitive. So these are the labels that we attach to certain people, but it is nothing but the ego states. Now, when I give a stimulus to another person, from one ego state to another ego state, I expect a response from that ego state to my ego state. Now, a stimulus and a response is called as a transactional analysis. And these functional ego states, okay, these are the functional ego states: the parent, the adult, the child, the feelings, and the critical parenting, nurturing parenting. Now, the transaction between the interaction between these ego states of one individual to another is called as transactional analysis. So can we go to the next slide, sir? So this transactional analysis. So that is why we call transaction. Many a times we think transaction must be just a business transaction, but here it is a conversation between two people on a social basis, social networking. So that becomes a transaction. And this is what Thomas Harris and Eric Berne analyzed, and they came up with different personalities. There are parallel transactions, there are cross transactions. Now, parallel transactions are like when we intend to tell a child something to another person with a child from a child ego state, and the same child ego state replies to the parent ego state. That becomes a parallel transaction. And a cross transaction would be, probably you will, this parallel transaction could, an example for this parallel transaction could be, sometimes we say we are mutual admiration society. We are mutually admiring one another. Oh, you are so good at this. Oh, you are also so good. No, I feel underconfident, doing this. No, but you are good. So it is a parallel transaction going on. And when we say cross transaction, suppose I ask you, what is the time? And then you say, oh, can't you see the clock is right in front of you? So there is a cross transaction and there is a stop. And there is no further. And that is, a time where we act from different ego states. If my child becomes dominant there, with your answer, I may get enraged and I may tell you that, can't you tell, I just asked you the time, what is wrong with you, why can't you tell me the time? And that will be my child ego state. And then if I were to interact from my parent ego state, I would say, come on, don't give me those answers, just tell me what the time is, right? And probably an adult answer from an adult ego state would be, look, I'm working, I'm busy, the clock is right there, can you just look at that? So I'm giving a logical reasoning and I'm telling you what is the time. So these are the transactions. Now there are a lot of transactions that happen, and this is just a generic thing that I'm telling you. But if we were to go deep into it with specific examples, then it would take a very long time. And for that, perhaps we need another session to go through. And maybe I will be able to clarify your doubts also later. So we can have a transaction between a parent to child, wherein I am talking from a parent ego state and touching the child ego state, and that individual may speak from an adult ego state to address my parent ego state. Then it becomes a cross transaction. Now initially you may find this is very confusing, but as we practice, we will be able to understand. And why is it important to understand the ego state from which we interact, so that we have an amicable conversation and relation? In today's world, amicability, we are losing out on that amicability. We are only complaining, and people are interacting from different ego states. So we need to be very careful based on that. Sir, next slide, please. Yes. Now, after the ego states, they also spoke about certain life positions. So the life positions are, one is, I'm okay, and I am not okay, you are okay. There are many situations in which we feel, oh my God, I'm not okay, and you are all okay. To give you an example, when Mr. Rajnikant asked me to engage with you in this session, I told him, I said, I don't know you people, I mean, your customs and GST, they all will know so much about all these things. Probably, I don't know, will I be able to interact on an intellectual level? Will I be effective enough? And he, of course, told me that, don't worry, I've seen you speak, so you will be able to connect with them. So that particular moment, I was not okay, and I felt you were all okay. So these are the situations. Then there is a time when I'm not okay, you're not okay. Actually, I'm not okay, you're okay is also a somewhat okay, healthy situation. It's not a disastrous situation. I am okay, you're not okay, sometimes can be disastrous, where I become the Mr. Know-it-all and I know everything and I'm just not approving of whatever you do. Say, for example, in this particular scenario, wherein I am coming and interacting with you, probably if I feel I'm okay and you're not okay, I might tomorrow ring up and tell Mr. Rajnikant that, look, yeah, somebody telling something? Okay. So I might tell him that, look, Mr. Rajnikant, actually, I was not okay with the crowd. The crowd was not okay. They were not absorbing whatever I was saying. And you know what? These were the glitches. And I can't work with you people like that. I will not come and speak. So there I feel I am okay. You're all not okay. And which might lead you to disaster. Then there is a situation when we say, I am not okay and you're also not okay. That is a hopeless situation where I feel, oh my God, ಏನು ಸರಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಏನು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹಾಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, everybody is like that only, I am also not okay. And this, if it becomes very, very intense, then it could lead to suicides. because I am unable to do anything. You people are unable to do anything. And therefore, I am going to end my life and world is over. That is the state of hopelessness. And the best life position is I am okay, you are okay. That is, I accept, I respect what you think, but I'm not feeling bad about what I am thinking because I am also okay here. So we are all a bouquet of flowers in this world, different flowers, different colors. There, some are thorny, some are small, some are big, red. We are different. And while being different, we can definitely interact with one another to be happy, to be amicable, to be stress-free. So that is the best position that we can be when we say, I am okay, you're okay. Okay, so these were the life positions. Now, why was it important to know the ego states and life positions? That's only so that whenever you're interacting with the other person, sir? Okay.
Somebody's audio
Whenever
is
we are,
on. Please switch off the audio.
Yogendra mute ಮಾಡಿ.
so whenever we interact with another person, if we have an inkling of what he is coming from, which ego state and what is troubling him, probably we will interact.
Switch off your audio, man.
So we will actually know, we will be able to handle things better. For example, today in my class, there was this child who was sleeping in the class. And I think the idlis are being cooked there. And so this boy was sleeping in my class, 10th standard, and I was teaching an important format for the letter. And I was very angry. Initially, I acted from my critical parent ego state, and I was scolding. I said, I don't want to see you sleeping here, and etc. and etc. and etc. And suddenly, he had a kind of blackout and he fell off. He was almost unconscious. And that is the time I realized that what a blunder I've made. I should have asked him what he did last night and why he had. And later I came to know that he had come late to the class because he had a doctor's visit. So I did not know, and without knowing, I had just scolded him from the critical parent ego state. And despite knowing all this, despite being mindful of these ego states and trying to interact, I interacted in a wrong manner. And then, of course, I told the boy I did the necessary things. But, the moment we try and realize, give us a minute or two to understand where they are coming from, ask, then our interactions become easy. And socially, we will become very amicable and try to keep things in control, not letting it out of control. That's why these life positions are important. So can we go to the next slide? Yes. Now, there is another doctor called Jim Burns, and the other day I was just going through reading something, and I came across his talk when I jotted down certain points, and I felt these were the things I felt all through my life also, and I was eager to share it with you all. Now, nowadays, we have a lot of challenges interacting with the young adults, and most of the time, it is up to us how we interact with them. We cannot change others. Therefore, we need to change. And like I said, leveling up communication, we need to level up to their levels of maturity and understanding so that we have a good rapport amongst ourselves. And some tips which through my experience and through by reading here and there, I found out that a lot of people are going through these kind of, they are having these issues. And therefore, these are certain points that I would like to share with you. Now, one is we should let go of. Letting go of means we should let go of critically telling them certain things again and again. Okay, we tell them, we become the parent. We literally become the parent even after they are 30 years old, and we tell them, don't do like this, don't do that. We are spoon feeding them. So what happens is we are enabling them to be dependent on us throughout. They are supposed to learn through their mistakes, which will make them understand how to deal with people. So we have to not be controlling. We have to be a little free, and we have to let go of. We should not have the urge to keep telling. Like, for example, my son the other day, he came and he said, Amma, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and you know what, I know you will say no, but don't tell me anything. So I said, okay, I will not tell you anything. And I just kept quiet. I said, go ahead, all the best, you just do. And you won't believe, 2 days later he came back and he said, Amma, actually that thing went wrong, but tell me one thing, what would you have done? I said, Chetan, I would have done it like this. Why didn't you tell me then? I said, if I had told you then, you would have felt that I don't approve of anything, and you would have felt I'm controlling. So, certain times we need to let go of. Then be stingy on giving advice. That is also another thing. We generally tend to give, the moment somebody says, not only with our children, with anybody else also, we tend to give advice. Somebody comes and sneezes, yakappa negadi agidya, yes, I'm having cold, you know what, you should take ginger water, you know what, you should do this, you know what, you take. We all know about that. All that person needs at that time is just someone to listen to you. So we have to avoid giving unsolicited advice. Now, and this is the most important thing, we need to learn their culture and lifestyle. Gone are our days. Our days was different. Many a times we land up people saying, oh, during our time, we used to do like this. We used to always touch our parents' feet and go to work and things like that. Today's generation does not believe in that. So start understanding their culture, where they come from. Today, children are fed in by media. The media is ruling them. Their life is nothing but media, TikTok, shorts, and things like that. So we have to, though we have to see what they are watching. I'm not talking about very small children. I'm just talking about young adults. So when they watch certain things, we need to keep a watch, but we need to also, learn their culture and lifestyle. For example, my son, he always feels that eating late in the night is the best thing. So my heart used to bleed when I used to watch him order at 12:30 in the night when he was in college and when he was working. And I would always tell, it is only the Rakshasas that eat in the night. Normal people, they do not eat at night, because I was brought up with that mindset. And that was in my mind. But then I had to tell myself to, okay, let it go on, let him do whatever he wants, he will learn. And finally, today, of course, he's a pilot, and he is very, very careful about his diet and is this thing because of the requirement. Then give them space. We need to give children some space. Habitating, it again, they become dependent when they are cohabitating, and you're always there taking care of their clothes, taking care of their this thing. So we need to just give them some space and allow them to be. And then you can't want it more than they want. Today, children have got there is an array of avenues for them to choose from what they want to do in their life. You can't keep saying, Ayo, I am a doctor, so you have to become a doctor. You should have become a doctor. So, no, I don't want to become a doctor. I want to become a singer. And then you keep saying, when he becomes singer, or he does not do very well in his singing career, you can't keep saying, see, I told you, you should have become a doctor. I've come across so many parents, where they pick up a fight with their young children, and they keep saying that, see, madam, I told him he should have done. I keep telling them, it is not about you. It is not about what you want. It is what they want. So you just identify what they want, look into what they want, research about what they want, and see what is good or bad, and just help them. So, that is one thing that we want to, many a times, this mother-in-law, daughter-in-law, and then the mother-in-law says, oh, when I was young, I took care of my children myself. I did not have a help. I did everything myself. My mother-in-law was strict and I would wake up. Today's children don't wake up. Those days we did not have TVs or anything, any other entertainment which would keep us awake till 12 o'clock in night. But today the TV is running the entire day and you don't know what interests them and how long they're watching. So just give some leeway for their space, and don't make it about yourself that I get up at 4 o'clock, so I want everybody to be awake in the house and have tea at 5 o'clock. Allow them to do what they want to do. So with these things, small little tips that I've given you, we may have an amicable relationship with young adults. Not only young adults, I think it is a generic thing. We all need to know about these things for one another to live happily and stressfully. It is today we are all burdened with a lot of stress, and we want some happiness. So my father always used to say that, look, Amma, you have to make others happy. If you want to be happy, you have to keep others happy. And to keep others happy, it's not necessary you need to go and give them something which will make them happy. You speak a good word and it will definitely be happy. You speak in a mature fashion, it will keep them happy. And he also used to say that blessings and curses come out of the same mouth. So we need to be very, very careful when we are interacting with the young adults. So next topic, please. Next slide. Now, here are some words. Today, it becomes very difficult for us to understand what these people are talking about. The other day, there was a boy and he said, ma'am, don't listen to him. He's cap. I said, what are you saying? Use this word properly in a sentence. He's capping. Then I said, there's no such word. I said, ma'am, you don't know. Cap means lie. So, we don't know their language. We need to understand their language. Then my young colleague who has just joined, I think about 3 months back, she joined. And then I look at their, their thinking, thought process. Somebody happened to ask, oh, do you have a boyfriend? Then she said, oh, no, actually I'm breadcrumbing. I did not understand what is breadcrumbing. That means that she is just, allowing some people to come close a little and then she will decide. This is not, we have not grown up with these thought processes and we can't understand. But for them, it is nothing. It is usual thing. So I cannot discount her for what she says because that is the language they are learning today. Then I was just, making a note of certain things. There's another girl who spoke about her friend who was cushioning in their office. So I said, what is this cushioning? I only know one cushion that is, that keeps us comfortable in the sofa, or something that is to give packing. Then she said, oh no, ma'am, grow up. She's telling me, you grow up, ma'am. Cushioning means, her boss is actually married, but she is cushioning up to him in the office. It came as a shock. My God, I just could not believe that these things are really happening. Sometimes you see it only on movies and you think whether real people do it. But today it's all around us. It's all around us, and these people are so used to, and they are more, into the media, and the media is feeding all these things, and they think whatever happens on the media is the in thing, and we don't know anything. And I was surprised when we were growing up, there was no name given to our generations. But when I got to know about these names, there are boomers, there is Gen X, there is millennials, there's Gen Z, Gen Alpha. And, one example I can give you is when we were in school, initially when I was in maybe 6th, 7th, we would say, bye, Tata, see you. That was a common thing. Tata, we would say. Today, you don't even hear the word Tata. Tata was there. And by the time I came to maybe 10th, 11th, we would say, see ya. It was a very, hip and happening term to use. See ya. And later it became ciao. We would say ciao. So that's how the language is, there is an evolution in the language, and it's so different from what it was then and what it is today. Like, for example, cool only meant being cold, and take a chill pill. That was long back. They would say take a hike, and then later on we started having these abbreviations: lol, YOLO, FOMO, etc., etc. And then no cap. Oh, so many new words. I can't tell you. There are plenty. And if you can just do a little bit of research, understand what these words mean, and understand that today's children are, it's a normal thing. These are all normalized for today's adults. They are all working, they're all interacting in the same page. And that is what makes it difficult for us to understand, because we do not want to learn that. We are stuck with our own ideology of what was good for us during that day is good today also. It may not be so. It may be redundant and not applicable in today's world. So that is why we need to be careful. And suppose we stop complaining about children and thinking logically and looking at the ego states that they come from, it will become easy for us to have an amicable relationship with everybody around, not only the young adults. So I will stop here, and I hope you all were, there was some insight to whatever the TA, transactional analysis, and the explanation I've given. But of course, we can have the clarification session, and we can have further sessions in detailed this thing. Now, these are some books of interest that I wanted you people to read in your spare time. One is by Thomas Harris, I'm Okay, You're Okay. It's clearly explained in that very nicely. And the other book is Games People Play. Now, these are psychological games that people play with you in order to in order to actually in order to either put you down. They may have their own vested interests. So depending on that, he has coined certain terms. Like, there is one term here, it is called Nigisob, which means now I got you, you son of a dash dash dash. So that is, they will deliberately make a mistake in order to be noticed. And then when somebody comes and scolds they scolds them, they become the victim and they cry hoarse. This is one game that people play. And you may come across, when you read this book, actually you will start in your mind, you will start imagining, oh, that situation, he did like this, and you will start associating these with those situations. So it's a very interesting read. And I think these are the two books that one must have in their library and read in your spare time to understand better about relationships. So that is it today, and thank you so much. By the way, I heard the previous talk about marathon running. I don't remember the name of that person, but how nicely he spoke, and there was a doubt that arose about eating certain things and how to run about, and that was very interesting. And similarly, last week, I think there was somebody who spoke about movie production and movies, and that was also, it was interesting to know how it becomes difficult for them to produce. Otherwise, we just sit and we watch the movies and we think it's very good. So I just wanted to say to that person that in case you need an actor, I'm already available here. So you could probably take me, choose me in that acting. Well, thank you so much, and thank you for listening to me patiently. I'm open to question and answers.
Yeah, very, very happy, Shubha madam. Very extremely
Thank you, sir.
excellent.
Very happy.
Mr. Umesh Subramania, please mute yourself. You are disturbing. Now, coming back, let me recollect some of the days of my DBA, where we had KK Thampi. He was a general manager, retired from ITI. He was to teach us in the St. Joseph's Commerce College. His transaction analysis was taught to us for 3 months. Now, within 30 minutes, he has given me. In fact, these are all the things which I have been using to teach our airport officers on transaction analysis soft skills. There we use, in addition to staying, I am okay, you are okay. Now the latest one is staying okay. So how to remain
Staying okay.
okay? That's the latest version of it. And then Johari's Windows, which is another
Yes,
famous thing
Johari's
we
window.
use.
Yes, sir.
These two,
Johari window.
Yes.
when applied with this new technique words, we can be successful. We can be, in fact, I used to say, my father, yeah, you are not that intelligent. My grandson now says, I am not intelligent. All this happens because
Yes.
our learning habits fall. We need to pick
Yes.
up the latest threads and we need to move. And this has been very
Yes.
beautifully explained by Madam, which I was happy. I'm able to recollect all my states of thing which I behave. In fact, remaining parallel. When I have to speak to somebody, in what
Yes,
state
sir.
he is, if I
Yes,
could
sir.
understand that, then I'll be a better transactor. It is
Yes,
also
sir.
said in the days of yore, wisdom says, you put yourself in the other's position,
Yes,
you
sir.
will make
Yes.
yourself better. So
Yes.
that's the way. In fact, letting go is the right thing, which even our Bhagavad Gita talks about.
Yes, sir.
There's a book, Mr. Let Go, written by my professor then, Mr. Satyanarayan Rao. It's a leading book. I'll try to search that book, where he says, only when you think you are the controller, you are in trouble. You are
Yes.
nobody, you are somebody just at the corner.
Yes, sir.
A person who takes care of it is somebody else. You are not responsible for others' behaviors. Behave yourself within that window. So this is a wonderful analysis Madam has made, and I'm very, very happy and proud that our people have listened to this. This we guide to our people in the airport to show them how they have to behave with the passenger. So passenger would have tired, how you have to understand her psychological state. That's the way we have introduced it. She has beautifully, within the short time, placed it on our us, and it's for us to unlearn our bad things and relearn these things so that we will make a very good, happy life henceforth without any gaps. I want to live without any gaps. Hope
Yes,
I'll
sir.
be able to. And anybody else, please ask questions.
Sir, today in our department, Gen Alpha has already started. They joined inspectors, newly joined inspectors. So almost they are all belong to Gen Alpha only, and so now we have to change our this thing to match to their requirement. So it is very difficult to tell them, teach them, convince them. So we require some tools like this, where we can make them very good officials. Because just now they will be joining our department as inspectors. So they all belong to Gen Alpha and just before the Gen Alpha generation.
What you say is correct. For that, the
Yeah.
person who guides them should be knowing
Yes,
this,
sir.
and he should be with the children. In fact, a lot of people found that kind of problem. For me, youngsters are the best. I am enjoying like a child with them. So it's better, whoever wants to
Yes.
be the speaker, to be in that
Yes.
mode. It's this
Yes, sir.
speaker who has to change. But in our office situations, we go from a parental stage always, commanding,
Yes,
thinking
sir.
that I am always okay. All others are useless.
Yes.
That's the situation we
that-
have. We have to move out from that. From that situation,
sir.
we should say, I am okay, he is okay. As Madam said, we can stay okay. Wonderful, Rajinikanth. There is need of a mindset change. Am I
Yes,
correct,
sir,
Madam, in the
actually-
analysis?
Yeah, actually, when when Infosys started here, somewhere in about around 2001 or 2, they had something called Infosys Leadership Institute. So we used to go and train the new joinees there to bridge a gap between the corporate life and the life that they're coming from. And there we used to introduce them to these kind of topics, TA, and you spoke about Johari's window and all that. And along with that, we used to have certain lessons on cultural sensitivity, interpersonal relationships, because they are coming right out of their nest into a big open ground here where there are different people. So it used to enable them to interact well. And one or two people have still kept in touch with me from then. So now they have become, there is one Deolite manager who's gone abroad, and now he is the manager and all. And he says, my God, these lessons were so nice. The best part he told me was that the theory is always there. Everybody knows the theory. But the example cited, personal example cited along with that, is the what makes it so enriching and understandable. So it's really important, like he mentioned, it's important that we need to the youngsters need to be initiated into these kind of topics.
ಶುಭ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾರ್ಪೊರೇಟ್ ತರ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಅಂಡರ್ ಗೈಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಯೂನಿಫಾರ್ಮ್, ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಒಬೇ ಸೋ ಮೆನಿ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಜೆನ್ ಅಲ್ಫಾ ಹಾಕೋ ಬಟ್ಟೆ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಹಾಕಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ನೋಡೂ ಇರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮಗೆ ಫುಲ್ ಆರ್ಮ್ ಶರ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು, ಡೀಸೆಂಟ್ ಶೂಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಇವತ್ತು ಬಂದಿರೋ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅವರು ಏನೋ ಲೋ ಹಿಪ್ ಜೀನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಇವತ್ತು. ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಸಾಕಷ್ಟು ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. It is, madam.
Hello,
I
sir.
would agree with Rajinikanth.
No, some decorum has to be maintained, sir. You have to maintain the decorum, and that is the culture of the organization. That culture has to be indoctrinated into the people who join. So without that doctrination and culture, they will do whatever they want. So elli tough irbeko alli tough irlebeku, but certain situations, say our heldange Kodanram sir heldange that airport and all, when they hold the customs there, they have to interact on a different level altogether.
Of course, I do agree. Yes.
So it becomes this thing now. Uniform and all is the decorum and organizational requirements.
Comments from our
But you know-
president.
but you know-
Sir, can you add some value, sir? Narayana Swamy, sir, from your experience of such a huge amount of service you have done
Yes.
in India, abroad, everywhere, and you have been so successful. Can you share some of the tips to us, sir? President, sir, Narayana Swamy, sir.
Are you asking me?
Yes, sir.
Sir, you have a wide experience both on and off the department as well as other departments in other countries. You have done so much of leadership programs all over the world. You have executed such beautiful programs. How this kind of transactions analysis will help us? Please explain from your experience, sir.
I was absorbed in this discussions. For example, Modi has already brought Karyogi concept, He says role is more important even than the rules. In the same sense, I say role is more important than the rank. So we need to understand others, whether they are juniors or seniors, as long as they can contribute, we connect with them. That will help us. In all my functioning, I go down to whether he's a TA or whether he's an inspector, we go down to their level and level ourselves and encourage them to give their best. That is how, if you remember all these projects, whatever we have done, or whatever the activities we are doing in Samprabha is quite successful, because we have to go to the respective level, whether they're children or they're junior of has got their own potential. As rightly said, your grandchild will certainly more relevant and more intelligent today than yourself. It is the same thing happens with each one of us. What Ms. Shubha has been telling us or sensitizing us today is we need to understand others.
Yes,
And understand others, and like I believe that we see ourselves in others' faces. Like
Yes, sir.
how we react with them, they will react to us. If you are nice to others, they will be nice to you. And many people not being nice to others have made their life hell. We
Yes.
all know about it. Being nice to others, you can make your life really a heaven.
Yes.
So thank you, Ms. Subha, for sensitizing us. Yes,
Thank
we
you.
have the book on I am okay, you are okay, you read it, but you have really reminded us of all those nice things. And
you, sir.
I'm telling you, even in our training time, all these kind of small topics have to be held. Directly or indirectly, I'm sure we would have adopted and
Yes, sir.
developed our own personality. It helps.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Anybody else have any questions? Please ask. Let us interact and make it more interesting so that we will get best out of Shubha Madam.
Madam, that was a very
Sir.
absorbing talk. I am Vasudevan. I'm also
Sir.
one of the team members of this. And I studied in St. Joseph's College of Arts and Science. And I
Sir.
passed out in 1984. And there was
Sir.
one mathematics professor, Father Ruskina. He taught us, apart from 35 minutes of mathematics, the next 15 minutes was about the interpersonal skills and psychology and how to be a leader. To be a leader,
Yes, sir.
we should be like encouraging people, and to be a leader, it's not an ordinary thing. Like, you should be very accommodative. You should know the strengths and weakness of all your team members, and you should be, as you rightly said, the Johari window comes into play.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know what I know. I don't know what
No,
I
what? Yes.
I know what I don't know, and I don't know that I don't know. These four things. The same thing.
Yes,
what
sir.
you- This is
Yes.
from Johari window, which I studied in 1982.
Yes, sir.
And it's beautifully we have brought, because it nowadays, as you rightly said, the IQ level of our children and next generation is much higher compared to what we were at that age. What I was in 1981, 82,
Yes.
I find from my children, my niece, my nephew, they know so many things. They are so well informed, and technology also, it's in their fingertips.
Yes.
But the weaker point is like the mind strength of the mind to handle situations. That is a bit lacking, because that is where the role of a leader comes into play. Like, ease them out and tell them things, and it is really difficult to be doing the parenting or leader of an organization or a team. In fact, one of my classmates was working in Infosys as vice president, Mr. Murli. Of course, he resigned, and he is now settled in the US. We were classmates and from PUC to first degree, and then he joined RV College of Engineering. So he also was, because he joined Infosys way back in 84, 85. Infosys just blossomed. Narayan Murthy had just started with a small seed in Kormangala, but that turned out to be a big Anand Mara ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು.
Yes.
So your way of explaining was very good, and we as in the department also, as my friend Rajnikant told, every year we are having a lot of people coming as inspectors, young inspectors from all over India. So we find them, most of them are BITS Pilani graduates. Some of them are IIT and IISc graduates. Compared to our qualification, which was maximum post-graduation, MA, MSc, MCom or MBA, whatever it is, they are much more tech savvy. And while they enter itself, they know about their rights and duties and all those things. In fact, ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸೈಸ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ. After joining only we came to know what is central excise, what is ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಅವ್ರ ಮೈಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಯಂಗರ್ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸಿಂಕ್ ಇನ್ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಡ್ರೆಸ್ ಕೋಡ್, ದ ಡೆಕೋರಮ್ ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಕಮ್ ಟು ಆಫೀಸ್. Because I was handling some 2 divisions some 2-3 years back prior to my superannuation. So I found a very brilliant IIT boy, but he was a bit like adamant. Why should I dress in? I will wear the t-shirt. I will come in jeans only, like that. I said, no. That is okay, but you are representing a department, a tax department. So you people, officers or taxpayers, the CEO will come and meet you. You can't be in your casuals. You are representing the government of India. So you should be in a proper decorum.
Yes.
And so I had to put it in his mind in 2-3 sessions. He was always a revolting type. And when I brought this to the notice of my commissioner, he said, Vasu, you counsel them. I said, yes, sir, I am not taking any action. I'm just counseling them. But later on, he also responded that this is required. This session, what you said, is very much relevant, required for the current generation of both leaders as well as the young aspirants and students. And secondly, madam, you were telling about 2 people. One was Mr. Sudev. Dhirendra Sudev, who's a renowned athlete from my department. He was a person who, a couple of weeks back, about the athletics and the kind of food he has to take. The last week was Mr. Srinivasan.
Yes, sir.
Mr. K. Srinivasan.
Yes.
He was also a budding director.
Sudev is there online today.
Yeah, Srinivasan, Sudev also. I spoke to Sudev also. So, second, last, before completing, we have named this program as E-Sambhashane. E-Sambhashane ನಿಮಗೆ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಈ ತರ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. We have used one capital E and small e. So ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೀರ್ಘ, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಈ ಸಂಭಾಷಣೆ. ಹಾಡು ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ, ಈ ಸಂಭಾಷಣೆ ಅಂತ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಇದನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮೂಲಕ, ಇಂಟರ್ನೆಟ್ ಮೂಲಕ, ವೆಬ್ಎಕ್ಸ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ದಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ವಿ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್. ಈ ಅನ್ನ ದೀರ್ಘ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾನ್ವರ್ಸೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಕನ್ನಡ ಅಂಡ್ ಇದನ್ನ ಹೆಸರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಾಯಿನ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಥಿಂಗ್, ಮೇಡಮ್.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. There was one question in the message.
Yes.
There was one question somebody had asked, one Miss Kasturi Lakshmi.
Yes,
And
yes.
I will just address that question. She says, should children be allowed to lock their phones with passwords? Your thoughts? So, ma'am, actually, when we talk of children, what age group are we talking about? If they are until 10th standard children, as parents, I think we should not allow them to lock their phones. But after 10th, you see, after 10th, they consider themselves to be adults and they are being influenced by their peers and the society. And there, if you continue to insist on not locking and reading their messages, it will turn, it will turn distasteful for you, because they will start revolting. So the best way to know what your son or what your child is seeing is to keep engaged in conversations. You keep talking to them, they will come up and they will tell you. And they are young, actually, they're not as mature and as this thing as us to catch them. You will be able to catch them when they say something. So that way you can keep a check on them. But you cannot, 11th, 12th, college, you cannot ask them to share their phones, passwords and stuff like that. And that is what I meant by giving them some space.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, these are all generic things I'm telling. Specific is different. The way we deal with specific problems is different. But generic is this: in a healthy, happy, normal family, you can do that.
What I suggest in case of parenting, the best method is make your children understand that they are responsible for their actions. Give them freedom, have
Yes,
trust in them, then automatically they will become responsible. The more we push, the more they go to the other corner.
Sir.
Also, I wanted to add to
Yes, sir.
your conversation. It is not that your knowledge is less and children knowledge is more. The difference is your knowledge is the past
Yes.
one, their knowledge is the present one.
Yes, right.
They are in present. Whoever is in present, they are the happiest people. So better we move to the present.
Well
Okay.
said, sir.
Yes, sir.
So
If there are no questions, it's also
we
time
can
up.
proceed.
Vasu sir, can you say vote of thanks? It's again you.
Maybe we will request Ms. Shubha to
Bharatraj
Come on,
can give
the-
vote of thanks.
this thing sometime later and share other kind of aspects to it. I know whatever she has
Yes, sir.
told us here is only more of a sensitizing thing. There
Yes,
is
sir.
so much in this field.
Yes, sir, my
Interpersonal
pleasure. I will
relations.
willingly do it. Yes, sir.
Yeah, interpersonal relations, how to tackle difficult bosses, difficult
Yes,
junior
sir.
officers. There are so many things we can.
Yes, sir.
Maybe
Definitely, sir.
at that point of time, I can add how I have tackled my difficult guys.
Yes, sir. Probably before the session, I will ask you what are the situations that you
Yes,
came
yes,
across,
yes.
probably.
No, I always fought with my bosses. Okay, and after some time, I have become their man Friday also. I have fought with
Yes,
them
sir.
at some point of time, but over a
Yes.
period, I have become man Friday also. That is a very rare thing.
Sir, if you have become a man Friday, that means you have fought with logic, sir, which they were
No.
unable to see.
Uh,
It wouldn't have been
I
a
have
frivolous
fought with
fight.
sincerity,
Yes, sir.
which
That
I
is
have
the thing.
realized subsequently.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
there is also a common trend. The guys who have fought with me, they have become very good friends.
Best
in
friends.
course of
Yes,
time.
sir. Yes,
And the
sir.
bonding has become much stronger.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Vasu, please.
Sir, good evening, ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ. Namaskar. That was a wonderful session by Madam. It's a very big topic on this, especially communication and psychology. Is a very big topic. It's an ocean. Madam has taken all out efforts to bring out the maximum points within the 40-45 minutes. It has also prepared slides and
Thank you.
explained to us. And definitely, I request all the members who have attended today to rope in the children, because it is going to help the children in a lot of way. Like there is some gap between the appa generation ಮತ್ತೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ generation ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಪ್ಪ ಹೋಗಪ್ಪ ನಿನ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So that will come down, like there's somewhere that these two has to meet. These two have to come to meeting point. So I request all members and also tell and sensitize others to ಈ program ಮತ್ತೆ for the benefit of all members. Samprabha ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಸಂಭಾಷಣೆ is recorded version will be available shortly on YouTube platform also. So those who missed it or those who were traveling or something like that, please log in and see the YouTube version, and you can also mail to madam, contact us.
Yes, sir, definitely.
We'll tell madam also. On behalf of Samprabha group and also e-Sambhashini team, technical members, Narayan Swami sir, Kodanam sir, Rajnikant, and my technical team were always with me. Well, last minute, Kaushik, they are people who are behind the screen, but they have been helpful to us. I extend my warm thanks to Shubha madam for this wonderful session. Have a wonderful weekend, madam. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And
Thank you very
one
much.
second for the listeners. Next week, we are having a very interesting session about the new pension scheme, wise the other, what is that, UPS.
Unified.
It will be,
Unified pension scheme.
kindly make use of it. Kindly tell your friends. I'm going to give wider publicity than this. I don't know, we are not able to pick up. Tell your friends individually when they meet that they have to be part of this mission of every Thursday enriching our knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night. Good night.
night.
Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night, everybody. Good night.